Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rum Regret podcast. I am Andy Drake.
Johanna Myers.
Nate Tussey, and we drink and we know things.
And we are blessed again to have a longtime contributor, D&D expert, and all around one of the best beard that we've ever seen, definitely. Austin Dickinson is back on the cast, ladies and gentlemen. Austin, thanks for showing up, as always.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me, man. I thoroughly enjoy these get-togethers.
Ah, good. Well,
there's going to be some fighting words when Steve hears about the best beard situation.
Now, see, that would be a fun podcast. We get
beard
Steve
off.
and Austin on, and the official beard off.
Oh yeah, there's no comparison at this point. I just saw him for D&D the other week or on Saturday, and he is like full on 2 heads wide, like down to his navel. He's more beard now than man.
Right.
Twisted and
bushy and wonderful.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh my god.
Oh, that's great. Tonight it's Tuesday, February 9th. And tonight we are going to talk the awesomeness that is the Disney Plus series WandaVision. Obviously massive spoilers are about to get dropped. And let's just get into it. So let's have our resident Marvel fanboy start the discussion.
Fuck you. I mean, am I a fanboy just because they're better than DC movies and shows? And I mean, not the cartoons, but
well, no, according to you, they're better than everything. So
nobody said that. Fucking leave the hyperbole to
if I'm not mistaken,
trials.
there was a Facebook post that you termed WandaVision as the best show on TV, and we all know from listening to the Rum and Regret podcast that moniker is currently taken by Cobra.
No, it's way better than Cobra Kai ever could possibly be.
Ooh, I don't know.
Cobra
about
Kai
that.
is good.
They just merged
I'll give you that,
two comic book universes.
And they're not the first major comic book company to do that. They Ezra Millered him in. Come on.
But they're the first one to successfully do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So I guess we might as well just hit the biggest.
Well, the biggest thing. I mean,
biggest thing.
First and foremost, this is ending the Marvel drought that was 2020, pretty much, right? Yeah. So obviously, and then they're picking up Wanda's story almost directly after Endgame.
Right after,
I think it's like
9
2 weeks
days
after
later.
Yeah. Well, okay, and the syndrome. And I'm sorry, I totally bogarted this from you, Nate. But
no, go do it.
All right, I guess the scene that we saw in last week's episode, of her going in to get Vision.
Yeah, Wanda breaks into Sword's covert facility to steal the body of Vision.
Right, was initially planned to be a
fucking
bonus
chopped
scene.
up.
Yeah, that was going to be the end credits scene of Endgame, apparently. Which I'm really glad they didn't do that and saved it. Oh yeah,
Why?
Are you kidding me? It means so much more now than it would have been then.
Oh yeah.
Well, but I think
it would have devalued the hell out of it.
Now, forgive me for only. Yeah,
go ahead.
No, forgive me for only seeing Endgame once, Nate.
Oh God, Jesus!
I'm with you.
It's on the voodoo. What are you doing with your life?
Watching Cobra Kai.
Oh God, you poor misguided children.
Was there an end credit scene?
No, there was just the sound of Tony forging his original Iron Man suit. Basically, there's just a hammer strike at the very, very end, and that's it.
Okay,
a couple of them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. But so Nate, continue, please.
Oh, sorry. So, obviously we're spoiling the hell out of this, and we're going in reverse order.
But
so the end of
biggest hoo-ha to
biggest tata to smallest. Holy shit! At the end of episode 5, which is just this past Friday, somehow at the end of the episode, Quicksilver appears, but it's not Quicksilver from the
It's not Ultra. It's not Age of Ultron.
Quicksilver from the X-Men movies.
Thank the gods.
And it's fucking spectacular. Now, there's a lot to unpack here, because if you've seen it, I mean, the way the shots are set up, Wanda and Vision are getting into it like this major argument. They basically both do this half fly up in the air situation, screaming at each other. And they're just about to kind of talk through things when ding dong, all of a sudden the doorbell rings. And Wanda's like, I didn't do that, I promise. Vision's like, yeah, okay, whatever. He didn't say anything, but you can see it on his face. And she goes to open the door, and then there's just, oh my God. And then smash cut to the sword agents watching from their vintage TVs.
Yeah, I loved Kat Dennings' line. Did she recast her brother?
Yeah, right. She recast Quicksilver? She recast her brother, right? I think is what she says, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she turns, who's this? Wanda. Vision walks up, and it's Quicksilver from the MC, or no, from the X-Men movies. So
the better Quicksilver.
Kind of, I mean, yeah, for sure. They kind of we didn't see that one coming, obviously. And they kind of, they're setting us up for either a big disappointment or like a holy shit moment, because there's a lot of talk on the interwebs that's just the actual big bad of this whole situation, manipulating Wanda. And I think the general consensus out there is that it's Mephisto. And so this might just be another, kind of demon in disguise type situation. But I don't really know what's happening.
Well,
I'm so excited to see the next one.
Do you think that it would be Mephisto trying to drop little plugs for that movie?
Well, I think so. The whole, I don't know if it's just House of M, but apparently a lot of the source material for this whole world that Wanda's in right now, in the comic books, Mephisto's the one pulling all the strings. Like the children are actually shards of Mephisto. He's trying to get her to break the multiverse so he gets access to it.
Really, I don't know who it was, but I think it was on one of your posts on Facebook. Somebody said to read the House of M stuff. Yeah, I burned through those in like 2 days. Nice. Yeah, it was a. I would say it was a dark rabbit hole, but it was dark.
Right.
Nice. I still need to do that. I haven't taken the time, but
so if we want to really unpack the Quicksilver appearance here, so he was last seen in the X-Men First Class trilogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past, right?
Is it the time in the bottle scene? That movie?
He's in the first two, I believe. He's not in Apocalypse.
That's correct.
No, he's in Apocalypse.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
He's in Apocalypse. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's a scene where he's punching Apocalypse, and Apocalypse starts to pick his directions, and then like sticks his foot to the ground. So
okay.
I don't remember that.
He was in there because
talk about a forgettable movie.
God, you're kidding, right?
So but weren't those what was the timeline of Days of Future Past and Apocalypse? Like
I think they took place early 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're talking a 30-year jump here to a 40-year jump.
Well, not in the bubble. It's 80s in the bubble when he shows up in Wanda's head.
Oh! All right, now there we go.
Oh my God, I didn't even catch that.
Brain exploding. Fucking fix it.
Oh my God,
damn it!
With the super cheesy intro song and everything.
Make it up. Full on like Full House. Was I the only one that was getting the Full House vibes from that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well,
confirmed it. Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't noticed, the house changes a little bit every time, and they incorporate elements of the popular TV shows at the time into the house.
Yeah, and isn't each episode is a different era and time? Like
it's a different decade. Right?
It's a different decade.
Yeah. So we're getting 90s this week.
God, I hope it's fucking Captain Marvel shows up or something like that in the 90s. Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
That would be nuts. But oh man, so no, Nate, that totally blew my mind that it was 80s there, and of course that makes perfect sense why it's him.
That's true, because her actual brother wasn't born yet.
Right. Yeah.
At that time.
Right.
Wow.
Dude, damn it. Damn it, Nate.
Wow. Turn into the Owen Wilson cast for a minute there.
Right.
Wow.
Okay. But I think you're right. I don't think it's really Quicksilver. I think it's manipulation.
I really hope it is. I hope that she just, her subconscious pulled him in or something like that, because there's something earlier in that episode when she's talking to the boys after they've aged themselves up to 10 or whatever.
Right.
And they're asking, do you have a brother, Mommy? And she goes, yeah, I do. He's just really far away. And that's different than the way she referred to him earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I used to have a brother.
Right.
That's right. When she was talking to the agent, that one,
Monica Rambeau.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Rambo stuff. I mean, first of all, it's just amazing to hear the director go, Captain Rambo. Like, what?
Right. Yeah.
Waiting for Muscle Neck Sly to show up. That'd be amazing.
Right. I don't know. I still think there's something dirty with that dude.
Yeah, he's the other one that they were talking about potentially having somebody controlling him on the outside too, just some
form of. Well, I was reading that with him, his dad was like a covert Hydra agent back in like Vietnam or something like that.
Oh, lovely.
And he's like I have to find that article, but it was like his dad was killed because he was a covert Hydra agent, and now the theory is that he's now trying to get revenge for what was done to his father when his father was killed.
Huh. I mean, I just don't understand why he would try to take a shot at Wanda, considering how powerful she is. Like, you're poking the bear. That's why some of the theories are that
it was only precaution.
Yeah, that he's being manipulated also to do that, to fuck with Wanda, to get her pissed off, to break the multiverse. And
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just super excited for next week. I can't wait. But backtracking a little bit, I mean, we're doing this all backwards, but
it doesn't
matter. Whatever. The beginning of the episode opens up, I think, with them all talking to Rambo, right, to figure out what she remembers. And and she's on the table getting chest X-rays or whatever, and nothing shows up because obviously she's a super, because she's Photon, I guess, in the comic books, right? But yeah, so nothing shows up on her X-ray. So obviously that's because she's not human or not normal.
Right.
So that'll be cool to see what she can actually do. And I think earlier in the season, they paid that off by the director telling her that she's grounded, terrestrial missions only kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they know she has powers. There's so much to unpack in this episode because she starts talking with Kat Denning's character, and she starts saying, okay, I basically need a fallout shelter on wheels, and this, that, and the other thing. I need this elements to block this elements to block this. You know what? I know an aerospace engineer who'd be really interested in this. And then she sends a text, and everyone's all, fucking Reed Richards. It's the fucking Fantastic Four. So I think what's going to happen in this situation, because earlier in the series, they paid off the point where when Monica Rambeau came back to Sword finally, he said half of the people are coming back from the blip and the other half have lost their nerve as far as space flights go. And that, I think, is a direct reference to the Fantastic Four, where there was the accident in space and then they came back. I think that's a direct reference to that, but I'm not 100%. I'm just,
because that all technically takes place. It all takes place at the same time with the stuff that with Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So I'm really I'm actually looking forward to what they're going to do with that one.
Oh my God. I can't wait for them to pay it off. And just to transition into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier too. If you guys saw that preview of the Super Bowl,
did see the trailer.
Amazing.
Oh yeah.
All I want is the Odd Couple spy thing. Oh my God, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Although I am upset that this took precedence in Sebastian Stan's schedule, that he couldn't make the small cameo that
the Luke Skywalker cameo.
Yeah.
That's funny. I mean, I'm sure he could have found a day to do it if it was really that big of a deal.
I'm sure
it's all Disney, right? They're filming at the same place, aren't they? Come on. Come on.
They would have went up to Sebastian Stan and said, hey, we would like you to stand in as Luke Skywalker. He'd have dropped everything he was doing and been like, let's do this. I got time right now. I don't need to sleep.
If he had any control over his schedule, for sure.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, I don't really have a overarching thing to say about it. It's just I'm super stoked for the next one. I can't wait to see how they pay it off. And you said there was only 9, Austin?
Yeah, I was reading that there was only 9 episodes. Like we're only got 4 more left.
Yeah.
Which I think is complete and utter garbage.
Well, but
at least they're not 20 minutes anymore.
Yeah. But you have to consider the schedule of other Marvel shows that are coming out now.
Right.
We're not gonna have any shortage of this storyline not continuing on. I'm sure they're gonna reference the shit out of all these events that are happening just because they're Marvel, and now they have this sort of expanded sort of structure to do it,
Right.
So instead of trying to fit these little blips into movies, right, now they have what, 8 hours or so to tell, to fit these little kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I've been wondering and trying to figure out is, after reading like the House of M stuff, is the 80s is when the X-Men were like the thing.
Yeah.
And now I'm wondering if we're going to start seeing Wolverine showing up, or Cyclops, or any of these other X-Men characters showing up in WandaVision, just because that's the time period.
Well, so especially after Quicksilver showed up. Now that I'm going to keep an eye out for sure.
Well, yeah,
and that's what when it came on, I jumped off my couch.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, me too.
My wife was like,
I gotta say, I called it was going to be Quicksilver.
Yeah,
2 episodes prior, and so I was like, I was not surprised about that. But when it was X-Men Quicksilver, I was like, holy fucking shit! It's Evan Peters! Oh my god!
Yeah, I think we were all hoping for that situation, not knowing it. That's what we wanted specifically.
No, we didn't want Age of Ultron Quicksilver.
Yeah, I would have been fine with that, honestly. I don't think the actor did a bad job. The character was bad.
I think
Well, now that you mentioned the whole thing about him being in the 80s, maybe when we'll see both of them in WandaVision, so the Age of Ultron Quicksilver will be in the now time.
Well, he's dead. She says that she can't bring things back to life.
All right.
Although she's animating Vision, so
which how's that?
Well, only in her
right?
Only in the hex.
Yeah,
you called it the hex, huh?
Yeah.
And she's a witch, and she's a hex. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, because there was a preview they showed. I don't remember when it was, but it showed Vision stepping out of the hex.
Right, and they've been teasing that for a couple episodes now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering when that's going to happen, and I'm wondering what's going to happen, because
that's when she flips, because she loses him again, right?
Yeah.
But it's his own will. He's like, you can't keep me in here, kind of thing, and just flies out.
But the thing in the comics is, like, the twins are supposed to, like, in WandaVision, the twins are pretty much essentially a figment of her imagination. She created them out of nothing, and in the comic, it's the same thing happens in the House of M. Well, I mean, what you're saying is it's the shards of Mephisto, but in the show, the theory that I've been seeing is that even though she created them out of nothing, they're still going to be there when the hex drops,
right?
Because of how powerful she is,
right?
Because what stone was it? The Mind Stone is the one that,
right? Yeah,
that created her power. So it's like, she has the ability to alter that. So it's like there's so much that could go on in the rest of this season.
They paid that off
my
a few
mind.
times. They paid that off a few times. So in the last episode, well, I guess before that, when Wanda throws out Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
Is that Monica? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She retains the hippie clothes. So it basically reformatted her uniform into that.
Kevlar. I love that.
But
I
then,
love that scene.
That was so cool.
But then also the guy that they send in through the sewers, the end of his cable gets turned into the plastic jump rope, and that exists in the real world. So I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with the twins. I hope.
What happened to the
they've been setting up Young Avengers for a long time now. So
okay, but those were both elements of the real world that were just reformatted. We don't know that the kids have been
Right. Yeah, we don't know if the kids.
Yeah, we don't know what the like if they were guinea pigs and they've been
yeah, what she. Yeah, the why aren't there any other kids in Westview, guys?
Yeah, that one kind of caught me off.
Well, obviously, I mean, wants to be able to play video games whenever she wants. Duh.
Okay, yeah. Well, but the Halloween episode's coming up. Clearly, we're going to see more kids, right?
Well, yeah, I think that's going to happen in a direct result to Vision flipping
because
out.
Vision saying,
yeah, exactly. Yep. Because Vision said that, then it's the world's going to, or the town.
All of a sudden, there's going to be kids, and she's going to be like, right. Vision. Wanda's not going to notice it because it's all in her head, right. And Vision is going to be doing the same thing he's been doing every episode. He's like, "What the hell is this?"
See, that's the thing that I'm really intrigued to see how they chase this down. So either Wanda was bullshitting Vision at the end, right before the doorbell rang and Quicksilver showed up, because she was admitting, she's like, I don't control all of this. I don't get them to their dentist appointments on time. Like, you think I control all of this stuff? So I think she was starting to have an epiphany. He was starting to listen to her, and that's why the doorbell rang. So I still think that she's not the big bad of this series, but I can't Men's Warehouse guarantee it, but I guarantee she's going to be the big bad of Doctor Strange, of the new Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah,
she's going to go off.
Which is, from what somebody was saying, is that the Multiverse of Madness is supposed to be like technically the 10th episode of WandaVision. It's supposed to roll right into it. Yeah. So, yay, we're getting that soon.
Yeah. What's the timeline for that? Do we know when that comes out?
Yeah, I don't think that comes out soon though.
No.
Let's look this up.
Yeah, no, I was like
Dr. Stronge.
Dr. Stronge. I had a thought during that and I completely forgot. Well, you've been talking about manipulating everything. I loved the scene when Vision was at work and he zapped the guy out of it for a second.
Oh yeah.
Like, man, I'm in so much pain.
Where's my
that actor though? Holy shit. The way he goes from freaking out to right back to if I was gonna send an email, where would I put the stamp? Like, dude, he was good.
Yeah, and then you guys saw the trailer for this week that he does the same thing to Catherine Hahn's character this week.
Right.
And first thing she got, am I dead? Yeah. So
it looks like this doesn't come out till next year. It's filming right now.
March 25th.
Yeah.
22.
It was supposed to be out by now, I think.
Well, we were supposed to have a Black Widow movie by now, weren't we?
Yeah, they
which
pushed
is already
that again.
shot, and that one's already done, but they're still pushing it out because they don't.
That was supposed to be May of last year.
Right. Damn you, COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or March of last year, maybe. Even earlier.
That's right.
Yeah. They've been holding on to it because they want to release it in theaters.
Yeah.
Or now they're talking about maybe charging you extra money to watch it on Disney Plus and theaters at the same time. But
they're gonna Mulan it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not the same.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I spend more than that to go to the movies to see that with Daddy. But I mean, AMC opened up a ton of theaters this last Friday, so hopefully we can figure something out soon. I did see something recently, just a quick tangent, obviously, because we can't get through one of these podcasts without me tangenting everybody.
It's okay. We expect it.
Fuck off. You like it a lot. Apparently, once they get back to whatever code, orange or green or whatever the fuck the colors are, they're going to start letting you rent out theaters for like $100.
They're already doing that. In
areas, yeah.
Hometown,
yeah, in areas where you're allowed to do it. It's like $125 and you can rent out the theater. So you get 6 friends together and everybody spreads out in the theater and you get to watch a movie. That would be fucking cool.
Time to bring a PlayStation and
right.
No. You got to bring the Nintendo and get some Mario Kart going. And then you got a whole theater to throw a soda across when the guy hits you with a freaking red turtle shell.
Yeah, you just substitute the turtle shells for red cans of Coke and you play for real.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's real world Mario Kart. I love it.
You can dodge a shell, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah.
If you pay double, can you get a double feature?
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure. It's not like you're sneaking into other theater rentals, but
right. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. So
Anyway, sorry for the tangent.
It's okay.
So back to WandaVision, one of the cool things I saw that online was the theory of like the commercials through each episode, that each one is tied to one of the Infinity Stones.
Oh,
I noticed that because he had the watch.
The watch, the time, the Lagos one, the red liquid was like the Thor Dark World.
Yeah, that was the Soul Stone.
Ether. Yeah.
And
Reality Stone. This is a red one. Soul Stone's orange.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. I got him.
Thor: The Dark World is the reality.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I remember because they have to go back in time and Rocket has to pull it out of her ass with.
Yeah, I gotta pull this up.
I love how it's the same actors in all the commercials too. Both the guy and the girl are the same.
Yeah, I love how they pull the Lucy and Desi out of the first episode. It was so good with the Stark toaster or whatever.
Yeah, no, that was great. Yep.
Oh my god. I haven't heard that, Joe. That's really interesting.
But I'm trying to pull it up. I thought wasn't the Lagos thing? Wasn't that just where one of the movies took place, right?
Yeah, that's from Civil War at the beginning.
That's where
that's where she freaked out and killed all those people. That's right.
Well, no, Crossbones blows himself up to try and kill Captain America. Yeah. She contains it and throws it up into the air, but
that's right.
Blows in front of that building
condo. Yeah. Tenement. That's brutal. That's why they're like, for accidents, you don't intend to happen. And
right.
That's
right.
Yeah, it was cringy.
Yeah.
Comicbook.com.
Let's see. I'm trying to find where I read this.
I see one right now. Toaster made by Stark Industries, black and white, blinking color.
Oh, the light blinking is the same color as one of the stones.
You got 6 to choose from, right? Jesus Christ. Seriously.
Obviously, I didn't do my homework on this one.
Christ.
Oh, but the Hydra Soak one, there's on the Hydra Soak label, there's a blue box that looks like the Tesseract.
Yeah, I've never seen it. That's interesting.
The Lagos, the red liquid resembles the ether in the Thor Dark World.
There you go.
What was the first one then?
The first one was the
first one was Stark Industries toaster.
Oh, it was a toaster.
Yeah, the Stark toaster.
Yeah.
That one I think was just I don't think that had because it was a red light.
That was just nodding to Tony Stark.
Oh right? Yeah, that was the other thing that why would you take a shot at Wanda with a Stark drone given the history?
Oh yeah.
Stark weaponry and Wanda in front of her kids. You're in trouble. Let's see.
Yeah, that was I still don't understand why he did that.
I think it's going to come out that that's like he was being controlled or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, no reasonable person would do that. I'm looking up the episode list here real quick if you guys want to talk about them to go through it that way, because I don't know.
So do we think Catherine Hahn's character is somebody special?
Yeah. I like the idea of her being I don't know all.
Is it Agatha Harkness? Is that who it is?
Yeah, well, that's what everyone's been talking about because of the brooch she's wearing at the beginning of the series.
Right.
Apparently, that's she's like a legit witch.
Yeah, that was burned at the Salem witch trials, right?
Right, exactly. I don't know so much now, though. It was really interesting to see her kind of freak out in front of Wanda at the beginning of that episode. Like, do you want me to take that again? Like, what?
Yeah, wait, what's happening? Take that from the top?
And Vision's like, what?
Yeah.
What was that? What was what, honey? And he's like, you saw that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what? They cut to the end, and she's like sitting on the bar or the counter drinking. It was like, what the?
Right. Yeah.
That whole
and didn't freak her out that the kids aged up either.
Right. She was just like they grew up so fast or something like that, and it was
you can't control them.
Oh, that's right.
Remember the powers weren't working.
Boom.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah. That's
I'll be interesting to see what they do. think it was cool to see them try to identify all the characters, who the characters were in the show to their real life counterparts. They're pulling driver's licenses and that kind of thing.
I thought that was neat too, that they're putting names to the faces, and it makes you think more about the faces that aren't showing up on that list,
right?
Which is cool. Dude, I'm still blown away by the Quicksilver of the 80s showing up in the 80s episode. Yeah. Like that is just I was all ready to, well, it's a 40-year time jump. Oh, and then fuck. Damn you, Marvel!
You said it. That's funny. Andy's just trying to poke holes in his, like, I don't have any notes, but I've got issues.
That was my big smoking gun, damn it. Yeah, exactly. I've been waiting for 3 days to say it.
Oh my god.
And it was blown away quick. Oh god.
You're welcome.
Damn it.
It was right when you were like, well, it's from the 80s. Right, that whole thought process. So it's like, oh, that takes place in the 80s. It was like, it clicks. And it's like, son of a, you gotta be kidding me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like somebody said shenanigans.
Right. Yeah. There are some smart guys writing that show.
Yeah. So let's talk. Let me ask a general question of everybody. How did you guys deal with the slow burn at the beginning? Because I've had some friends of mine that abandoned the show. Like they couldn't get past the first episode. And I'm telling them you have to go back to it.
Well, I mean, I think the big tell of the first episode was the dinner when you see that first hole getting poked in it.
Choking.
Well, no, first of what's your story? Tell us your story.
Oh, you know?
And then that's when it starts to go. But then when he starts choking and nobody's doing anything, she's just like, Vision,
stop it.
She's just like laughing.
Stop
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was creepy.
And so no, that part of it was like, okay, I'm in. Because let me when I first saw the trailer for this, I was like, oh, okay, that could be kind of interesting. That could be kind of, fun. We'll see what it is. And then a funny story aside, after I get past my thought, and then when it debuted, I'm just like, okay, let's watch this. Let's just see what it's all about. And then that was sort of the scene that sold me on it, and then it wasn't until the third episode, and I love my wife so much, but it wasn't until the third episode to where Wanda says Vision's name. She's like, oh, I just got why it was called WandaVision.
Oh, good Lord.
I had to pause.
We love you, JB.
I had not laughed so hard in a long time.
Wanda Vision. WandaVision.
How about you, Joe? How'd you find the slow burn of the? I mean, because it obviously doesn't really start paying off until episode 3.
I gotta say, like, I really wasn't really hyped on this at all, and kind of like, I'll just come out and say it. The only reason I watched was because of this podcast.
That's okay. You're allowed.
We got one.
Right.
And I watched the first 2 episodes and was like, oh God, okay, I just got to get through like 3 more. And then episode 3 happened and I was like, okay, I'm getting into it. 4 and 5, I was like, okay, I'm fucking hooked.
Yeah.
And one of a friend of mine who watched the first episode was like, after the first episode, he's like, I'm out. I can't. No, I'm done. And after watching all 5, I was like, no, you got to go back and watch him. It's worth it because, he's into Marvel, but he was like, yeah, this is just too ham-fisted. And
yeah, especially without spoilers. It's like trying to watch Endgame when you know what happens at the end.
I think they could have made the first 2 episodes 1 episode, and I think that might have helped a little bit.
Yeah,
but
that would have been the longest episode of the entire thing.
Yeah,
first one was like 22 minutes. The credits were 5 minutes long. It was nuts.
Right, and then the narrative too of the switching decades, though, I think would have been confusing as a back-to-back.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. And speaking of credits, I loved, what was it, episode 3? Or is it episode 4 when the credits started to roll like midway through because she wanted to
Oh, she was like, "I'm done."
Yeah. Oh, it was the last. Oh, you're right. That was the last one.
She was like, "Conversation over. Run the credits."
Yeah. No, that was amazing. I love that.
Yeah, I was hooked from the freaking first episode. You know.
Yeah.
I'm a Marvel guy. I love Marvel, and it was like, I had a lot of head scratching moments. It was like, what exactly is going on here? And then I think it was the same thing of what you were saying, Andy, with the dinner scene. And she's like, his wife is just laughing. He's choking. Wanda's going, "Stop it." Vision's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
And the only one that seemed to be confused about the whole situation was Vision.
Right.
And that whole scene, I was just like, okay, there's way more going on. What the hell is going on? And then at that point, it was like, I'm hooked. I'm sold. Whatever you guys are going to put out, I'm going to watch. Let's just go for it.
Well, and again, too, it's such a great move by Marvel to do something like this, because it's not just superhero of the day, get your superpowers and blow a bunch of shit up.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the great part of this. And to be honest, Wanda's a character that we haven't really seen a whole lot of.
Right.
Right.
And Nate says this all the time, most powerful Avenger. Yep. We finally get to see what she's all about. And this is
see how powerful she really is.
And this is something that we've been waiting for. This is, it's a very, very cool character that we know very little about just because she's been an afterthought in the movies. And you don't necessarily see how powerful she is until that part in Infinity War when she gets
Endgame. Yeah, she's about to kill Thanos.
Right, when she gets
the living
Thanos in that
shit
part.
Out of Thanos.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So at that point, you're just like, well, there's more to her, and we just don't know a whole lot. So this was a bold move by Marvel to explain how cool Wanda is.
Yeah.
In a way that isn't very traditional Marvel.
Yeah. Well, and it's not even necessarily how cool she is. Granted, that is definitely a big part of it, but it shows you how broken she is.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
After everything that happened with Vision and with Thanos. I mean, that whole line in Endgame where she's like, "You took everything from me," and he's like, "I don't know who you are."
Right.
And she
goes,
snaps.
"You will."
and just beats the shit out of him to the point where he calls in the blitz on himself because he's getting the crap kicked out of him. So it's like, we know she's beyond powerful.
Right.
Like, she's uncompared to anybody in the MCU that we know of.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's so much more to her that we don't know. And I love that this WandaVision is bringing that out in little bits and pieces.
Yeah. And who knew Elizabeth Olsen was such an amazing actress? Like,
oh yeah.
Right.
If she doesn't get a nomination or win an award for this, so backing up to my question originally, I'm Austin. I'm obviously in the same camp as you. I'm a Marvel fanboy. As I like to say all the time. Hey, I'm a fanboy, but if it's shitty, I will knock it down too. Okay,
absolutely.
I'll call it shitty. I'll still watch it.
I'll still watch it. I mean, I'll still.
But I will acknowledge that it's garbage.
Yeah, Thor: The Dark World is garbage. So I was super stoked for this. I watching the first episode, I had just a grin from ear to ear, Joker style, like Cheshire Cat. Like, this is fucking cool. I can't, like, it's totally I Love Lucy. She is blowing out, she's knocking out of the park with her acting, and it's really, she comes across as incredibly personable, and obviously that's a total act, so it's a meta. Mm-hmm. Right. Acting within acting within acting. And I was sold on the first episode as well, but also I was a little like, okay, so when are they going to break? When is it going to crack? When are the cracks going to start showing? And then obviously they do it at the dinner scene. So the second one, when they're doing the magic show and Vision eats a piece of gum and gets acts drunk for a while. What the fuck is going on right now?
And the cartoon gears that they showed on his belt. I was dying. I was laughing my ass off.
My favorite part of that episode is when Wanda is turning his actual powers into fake magic that they can see how it's working. Like he levitates and she's all bewitching, like the little oh look, it's a pulley, and then that was my mother's piano.
Is just cardboard.
My grandmother's piano in the background. The other thing I really love about this show is the change in aspect ratio that they use all the time.
Oh, that is really cool too. Yeah.
So obviously it happens more in the later episodes. The first one's obviously 3-4 and it's black and white and super grainy. And I love how they're actually improving the quality of the show as you're going through it. But then
as
also
the technology would improve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they're improving the technology of the look of the show as the show ages up. But then also just those moments when it goes from the full widescreen aspect. Anyway, so it pulls out to the 16:9 aspect ratio, and it's just really cool. I love it when they do that in IMAX movies.
Yeah.
And I just love the fact that they started doing it here. What was I going to say then? Oh, the other thing that I really love to see towards the end of the series so far, in episode 3, after Monica Rambeau delivers the baby, I know there's 2. I don't remember if she delivers both of them. When after she mentions Ultron and Wanda just turns into old Wanda and just like, who are you? I want you to leave.
You don't belong
you don't
here.
see what happens at the end of that episode. It's not until the next one, until episode 4, where they rewind it and show you the scene, and she like blasts her through 3 walls in the nursery and then through Field of Dreams and out of out of Westfield, and then just basically reforms the walls and everything fixes itself. And it's
Vision walks in, everything's fine.
Well, Vision walks in, that's when everything's fine, but he's dead. She turns, she turns, and it shows the cadaver basically. That was a jump.
That was a jump.
Addie freaked Addie out a little bit too when she watched it today. She's like, "What the hell?" That was great, and I think that's gonna pay off later again. Why? So was it the stress of pushing Rambeau out, or was it because she lost focus? Why did Vision appear like that? That's the question I want to have answered. I think that's a big deal.
One thing that I've
go ahead, Nate. Go ahead, Austin.
I was gonna say one thing that I was reading is that there were a lot of people that were pissed that she didn't have the Sokovian accent at all. Right. And then when she comes out of the hex,
she gets like
full blown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, and she's mad.
She's super pissed.
Like, all those guys point their guns at the director and shit. My wife was like, oh,
dude, that was a Magneto X-Men 1 moment.
Oh, totally,
for real.
Right?
That totally brought me back to that scene in the parking lot.
Dude, we were talking about cops. With the cops and the guns. You Homo sapiens and your guns. They were talking about that on Nerdist.
And who's her father?
Supposed to be Magneto in the comic. I mean, she
in the comics,
but that's another thing too, that they mentioned the Sokovian parents in this show.
Yep.
Right, but then they
mentioned
this is an old Sokovian greeting.
Died. Right. Yeah, but then but then MCU Quicksilver, they came out and said, they didn't come out and say that his father was Magneto, but that it was. They allude to it as well, that Magneto's Quicksilver's father in the MCU. So I don't know if they're going to address that at all or what.
I mean, that's kind of something that I hope they do, because they brought X-Men Quicksilver in.
Yeah.
Right.
Can we get a little Magneto in here?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do another side tangent real quick, since that's what we do best. Who do you want to play Magneto in the MCU?
Can we
Ian McKellen.
Yeah, right.
It's 80s though.
80s. Well, no, it's 80s in the bubble.
Fassbender.
80s in the hex.
Fassbender, yeah.
80s in the hex.
Yeah, Fassbender.
If you're in the hex, that's not going to stay the way it is, though. We're not going back to the
them
80s.
Both?
That would be. Wait, what happens? Oh shit! I just had a thing. So what happens? Oh no. So it's 80s in the hex, right? And it's present day outside of the hex. So what happens when she flips the fuck out and then the hex goes loose, and that's what creates the multiverse, and then you have all the different decades colliding. That's why you get the different Spider-Man and all of that. And that's why you can you could have both Magnetos.
You get both Magnetos.
So is
3 different Spider-Man.
2 Magnetos are better than 1.
Yeah. So is Wanda birthing the multiverse?
Yeah, I think that's the idea.
That's how it happens, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Well, she snaps and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
I mean, in the House of M, there was a part that, not to like ruin anything, but it kind of shows her power is globally. She goes, no more mutants.
Right at the end.
And there's no mutants. Every mutant loses their mutant powers.
Yeah.
And so that's just a little blip of her power, and that's in the comic. So if they're pulling source material from this, there's a good probability that we'll get something similar to that, where she, with the multiverse of madness, and they all collide, because we already know we're getting Tobey Maguire and Andrew
Garfield, yeah,
and Tom Holland are all going to be in the multiverse of madness,
right?
So we're getting this whole blend of these different people. So it's just it's going to be insane. That movie. It better be amazing.
I don't see how it couldn't be. I mean, it could be overdone, but Marvel has taken a lot of time to plan these things out.
Right.
And with a few minor exceptions, they're all pretty fucking good. And they all fit together really well. That's the thing. The pandemic aside, it's a speed bump in their kind of workflow. I don't want to make it sound like nothing, but
and Joe and I both said this. Yeah, but Joe and I both said this before when we were doing our Endgame podcast, is that we were a tad burnt out on Marvel just because they were hitting so hard, so fast with this story, that there was a point to where it was almost exhaustion for the non-hardcore fan, right? So
yeah, it's hard to keep up when there's a new movie and TV show every 6 months,
Right. Well, and to be honest, the only TV shows that I watched were just a handful of the Netflix ones. I didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I never got into that one.
Yeah,
it's good. It's completely unrelated, though. I mean,
I didn't watch.
It's related, but it doesn't have any impact on the movies.
Okay, yeah, I didn't watch Iron Fist. I watched Jessica Jones.
Iron Fist was good.
Okay, I didn't watch Luke Cage. I didn't watch Daredevil, although I want to because I hear great things about it.
Yeah, I heard that was the best of all of them.
Right. Yeah, we did watch.
I liked the Punisher personally, but
okay, yeah, and we did watch the crossover one with all of the Netflix people.
Yeah, I watched that one too. That was good.
Yeah. So anyway, honestly, I think the pandemic was the best thing for Marvel because it got you to miss it a little bit.
Made him slow down.
Right. Yeah. Well, and it seems that this is the way of things. We're moving to the sort of the Disney Plus model moving forward in terms of how you're going to present content, right?
Yeah.
And
I think they did that really well of not dropping the whole thing all at once. Just meter it out for us, make us wait for it, make us want it,
Yeah,
they did that with The Mandalorian, and they knew that it was successful, so they knew that people were going to keep coming back.
Yeah, you slow burn it over, and I do like too that they didn't try to set too much stuff up in The Mandalorian season 1. They just said, well, let's throw it out there and see if this works. Marvel's a bit different because that it's already good, right? It's already
established. You've already got a super solid base to work off of.
Exactly. Right. And I think that Marvel so far, with what you guys are saying now, that the setup for shows coming now in the future is a little more subtle than what Mandalorian did in season 2. where it was seemed that every even episode was a setup for a spinoff.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
Yeah. So
creating
anyway,
their own
side quest Monday.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, but like I said, this sort of got me excited about Marvel again. And Joe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but at the time Endgame came out, because we both saw it way past its due date, and we're like, it was all right.
Well, like I said earlier, I really wasn't jazzed on WandaVision, and if it weren't for this podcast, I probably wouldn't have watched it, or until once I heard that
you're welcome
Quicksilver is in it, then I'd be like, oh fuck, I gotta watch it.
Nate's over there like, not to toot my own horn, but toot motherfucker.
That was
You're welcome.
That was
me.
Motherfucker. That's good.
But yeah, now I do kind of feel a little like enthused about Marvel again, and like, okay, I'm into it now. And
right.
Did Ken watch these at all?
No. We're watching Westworld right now. So.
Oh, nice. I'm sure he's into that.
Yeah.
I want his opinion on Falcon and the Winter Soldier once that goes through. I want to see what his thoughts are if he ends up watching that, just because it's,
okay,
guns
I'll make
and
sure
spies
that
and
we watch it.
That'd be cool.
I love that we have WandaVision, and then right after WandaVision we have Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And right after Falcon and Winter Soldier we have Loki.
Yeah,
and that's going to be amazing. Like every trailer I've seen for that has made me more and more excited about it. And I don't know what we're gonna have after Loki, but
right.
It's when the movies start to drop again, I think.
That's right. I think So it was really funny. They did I think a week before the first episode of WandaVision dropped, they did like a Zoom panel with the stars of WandaVision, and Anthony Mackie dropped in. They took questions from random fans, and like the second question was from Tom H from London, and Hiddleston came on, and then the last question was from Ben C from England, right? And then it just showed the top of his, and he was singing, "I am a little kid. I want to say how much I love this." And then he came up slowly out of and everybody.
How have I not seen this?
Yeah.
My Cumber husband.
Yes. But no, it was really funny. I think it's only like a half an hour to watch too, but you can find it on YouTube, just the WandaVision. And you'll see it. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see this sort of expanded format, because you can tell better stories. Like sometimes you can, sometimes you can lose focus when you're telling a longer story like this, but at the same time, I think Marvel's so rich and so deep that you can use these half-hour shows, tell an 8-hour story for a season, and be just as effective, if not more effective, than a movie.
It's going to be way more effective as a 2.5-hour movie, because you're getting so much more content.
Right. So
I'm hoping that when Disneyland reopens back up and California Adventure opens and they have the Stark University open, I'm hoping that somewhere in there they have an old ass TV and it's playing
WandaVision.
Not like the show that we're seeing.
Yeah, the sitcoms.
But the sitcom.
Hell yeah.
If they don't, it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. That's a great call.
Well, you have several TVs throughout. 50s era TV playing the 50s episode. You have a 60s TV playing
there you go.
Yep.
I love that.
Just have them all like piled up in a corner somewhere, and they're all playing different episodes.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Here's your release list for 2021, guys.
Yeah. So good. I'm glad you found it.
So Falcon and the Winter Soldier, March 19th. Then after that is Loki is in May, along with Black Widow is when that release is official.
Okay.
Loki for my birthday.
There you go. July is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is going to be really cool.
That looks amazing too.
Brings in the Mandarin for real and Fing Fang Foom and all those guys. So that's in July. So after Loki, as far as the series go, is the What If shows, and those are the animated What If. What if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum instead of Chris, Jesus Christ, his actual fucking name, not
Steve
Chris
Rogers.
Evans, Steve Rogers. Thank you. Instead of Steve Rogers. And they're all animated. Like what if Doctor Strange was a vampire? I think is one of them. Like what if, and then
you have some of the
really cool ones are what if the Wolverine killed the Hulk, like from the comic books back in the day. I don't think they'll do that in the series, but obviously, are
these
and they're all animated
episodes?
Yeah, they're one-off episodes and they're all animated.
That's cool.
That comes after Loki in summer 2021. And then we go to Eternals, the movie, November 5th, 2021. Then Spider-Man Far From Home sequel, whatever they're calling that.
I know we're supposed to get that Mephisto movie.
That's December, so we're getting 2 at the end of the year. Okay, so the Spider-Man's December 17th. So you get Eternals in November, Spider-Man December, Thor: Love and Thunder, which looks amazing, in February, and then Doctor Strange is in March. The rest of the series for Disney Plus, they don't have any dates. So What If is in the summer of 2021. That's after Loki. Hawkeye's after that, also 2021. Miss Marvel after that, also 2021.
I'm looking forward to Hawkeye.
Yeah, and then Moon Knight 2022 and She-Hulk 2022.
Didn't they announce Thunderbolts too?
I haven't seen Thunderbolts.
Okay.
I hope they do way better on Eternals than the show.
Yes, the show is a pile of garbage.
Yes, I got through like half of the first episode and I was like, I can't watch this. The acting is
awful.
I
don't think there's any way they release that movie if it's shit, considering everything. Like it.
They have a lot to fix.
Yeah, exactly. And considering the star power in that movie, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's Angelina Jolie and what's his fuck from Game of Thrones, Jon Snow, and
Kit
actually both brothers are in that. Both the Stark brothers are in that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. God, who else? God.
I'm wondering if they're going to make another one off of the New Mutants movie, I think it was.
Oh, that movie was fun.
That movie was good.
Yeah, dude.
It's on really. I heard it was terrible.
It's on the movies. You guys should watch it. Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, it's really fun. It got bashed quite a bit, and it got moved around a million times. And apparently, there were a ton of rewrites.
Okay,
but it was really good.
I was thoroughly impressed.
It's not as scary as they make it out to be, but it's definitely cool. Where's my Eternals cast? Okay. Yeah, Kit Harington.
Kumail Nanjiani's in it, right?
Yeah, exactly. He got jacked for that movie. Yeah. Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie.
Jesus.
Harry Styles. I mean, who gives a shit about Harry Styles? Yeah, there's a bunch of other people too. M'Baku's in it too, it looks like. Oh no. That's somebody else. Never mind. That's Paperboy. Holy shit. That's
fun. Do the duty again.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, we've strayed sufficiently from WandaVision. So what do you guys, let's talk about next week. What do you guys want to find out? What are your expectations for Ep 6?
Well, first and foremost, in the trailer, I'm excited that their Halloween costumes are the classic comic book costumes. That's such a great Easter egg. It's so fantastic. Well, second, I want more Vision. I want more his sort of I want to see what happens of him outside of the Hex. I called it the Hex.
You called it the Hex.
So yeah, I want to see more of him and how this is impacting him, and then I want some answers around who Catherine Hahn is.
Yeah, I'd say Catherine Hahn and more Quicksilver.
Oh yeah.
I want to know if that's actually Quicksilver or if it's just
a figment.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to see more of Vision realizing that what's going on around him is not actual reality.
Yeah.
And oh god, I'm there's so much that I want to see happen in this next episode, but at the same time, it's like, just give me little bits.
I hope it picks up right at the end of this one, because Quicksilver walks in and goes, "Who's the popsicle?"
That was
he sees Vision as the dead Vision,
as dead. Yeah.
So I really want that to be the open and what and figure that out.
I agree.
I want Rambo's powers to be shown also, because clearly there's no reason they would do the X-ray of her and have it be blank and have her blood test not work not pay that off.
But I have a feeling that might be a tease for either a later show or a movie or whatnot.
Well, I don't know. There's nothing on the schedule, but I mean, they kept stuff hidden.
So
Book of Boba Fett was hidden.
They're pretty good about that.
Yeah.
So
Oh, before we finish up, I have to throw this out there for episode 4. When they have her at the beginning of episode 4, she's reconstituting after Hulk snaps everybody back.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time we saw that whole situation, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Is that just me?
No, and that was great too, because there was that theory. There was that theory forever where people were wondering if where they
blipped back in.
So like that people in airplanes, did they
I read about that.
Yep.
What was it?
That's a good one.
I think was it Fahey said that they obviously they weren't going to blip back into existence in the middle of the air.
Right.
And that people that were in the air were in a safe location when they blipped back, because Hulk wouldn't have snapped and just said everybody comes back where they were. He would have snapped and said everybody comes back safely. Because it was all based off of how Hulk snapped and brought everybody back.
It's like a very calculated wish spell. You have to be very specific.
Because we don't
pages of information, or you're ending up at the bottom of the ocean. So
because we don't see any of the Avengers come back in Endgame. They just all come through the portals at the end, right?
Right, exactly right.
Right.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a cool scene. Her just the way that she acted it too, and the audio and the way they did the sound mix of her kind of freaking out, and then she talks to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "What do you do?" Like, "Oh my god, it's so good to see you. Where's my mom? She died 3 years ago." What?
Yeah.
That was 2 years after
that was
you
really
left.
cool.
Like, you disappeared. Like, what? Yeah, it was. They did that really well. It would have liked to have seen that on a bigger scale, but I think it was really the intimacy of the hospital room and then like the hallway. That was really well done.
Not everything can be.
It was very much like related to the character.
Yeah. All right. So the bottom line here is that are we just all really, really excited for Superman and Lois?
Wait, is that what it's called?
It is. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh man, DC nailing the titles there. Wow.
At least she got side billing.
Yeah.
No, we're really excited for Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
I thought you hated the trailer, Joe.
I did hate the trailer, and I still kind of do hate the trailer.
All right.
But I love Godzilla, and I will always love Godzilla.
Right. Yeah.
And he will beat Kong.
And it's a Godzilla movie, so
yeah. It's.
I really hope it's Mechagodzilla.
Kong versus Godzilla. It's Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah. I would love to see that happen.
I'm 90% sure it's Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, they've dissected that picture like every way you possibly can.
And that's the next in line, like Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla.
I still need to watch the God of Monsters.
It's on the Voodoos, man.
I will get it. I promise.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it now.
Final thoughts around the room.
Fucking stoked. I can't wait for Friday morning.
Yeah.
This will be a midnight viewing for me. Thursday night.
I hate to tell you, but I'll probably have already watched it.
Yeah, it's true. You're gonna beat me to it.
East Coast.
East Coast time.
Live stream it to me.
I usually text Andy right after I watch it, and it's like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast, and I'm like, dude, have you watched it yet? He's probably just getting up, getting Xander ready.
and then
I'm being that guy.
Yeah, well, and then I felt bad. I texted you after I watched it, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. It was 1 o'clock your time, and I'm texting him gifs of mine blowing up.
Nice. Oh yeah, just as an aside, that R&R gaming chat is still open. It's just adjusted, so we can use that to communicate if we need to.
Sounds good.
Sweat.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I can't wait. Joe, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Joe?
I'm excited to see what they do with Agnes, because I actually I love and hate her.
Yeah.
Because the first like 2 episodes, I was like, oh my god, you were so painfully heavy-handed. Please stop talking. I hate you. And now I'm like, I might actually love you.
Yeah, that's why I got really excited when I saw the trailer and I saw her get zapped out of it, and I can't wait to see how that whole conversation goes down with Vision. So yeah,
that'll be cool. She's gonna win a Best Supporting Actress, or at least get a nom. I think
she better.
She's crushing it. It's so good.
She's in every episode, and she's freaking hilarious in every episode.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Part of the reason I hate her is because how well she acts that like painful, like, hi.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole buns of steel comment when she's
God, that was so great.
I dare you to stay awake.
Oh man, that was so good.
Stop.
Yeah.
So good. I'm just looking for your brown liquor for the twins, not for me. What kind of babysitter do you think I am?
What kind of babysitter do you think I am?
Actually, a babysitter in the 50s.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Put some gum on their gums and they'll make them go to sleep.
Rub a little rum on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God. Good stuff.
All right. Austin, did you give final thoughts?
Oh, I'm excited for the next episode. I really am.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what, Tuesday? Yeah, I had to remember what day it was.
Right. Yeah.
That's how my life has been.
Oh yeah.
A couple more days and I'm gonna binge it, and then I'm gonna be like, son of a bitch, I gotta wait another week. It's that good.
Damn.
I know.
Yeah, and I've said this before a couple times, but again, I'm starting to appreciate the traditional release schedule of shows, especially that Disney is doing this, and they're not just dumping it all at once. You know,
not the Netflix, like, here's everything, watch it.
Right. Yeah. Just because it does garner a lot of excitement, and it does garner a lot of discussion as to what's going on versus now we know what's going on. You know?
Got time to process what you just watched while you're waiting for the next episode. And get all excited. And
so
it's just mindlessly watch the whole series and like, holy shit.
Yeah. So good on you, Disney. Good on you, Marvel.
Somebody note the date and time. Feb 9, 8:14 and 14 seconds Pacific Standard Time.
Yes. Good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Our DC man high fives Marvel.
So what are your thoughts on WandaVision? What do you guys think of the series so far? Is it a bold step for Marvel, or is it just right in line with their awesomeness? Let us know in the comments. You can find us on Facebook at Rum Regret Podcast, at Twitter at Rum_Regret. Joe, where can they find you?
Joe Chickadee and joechickadee.com.
Okay. Nate, where can they find you?
Avid Gamer on all the socials, AV1D Gamer, and I recently changed my PSN, which is AV1D Gamer _ because somebody in some other country has my fucking handle. But if you search for Avid Gamer, Avid Gamer, you can find me, and I will take all of your credits.
Hashtag get Nate hired.
Hashtag get Nate hired. Let's find this man a job. Austin, where can they find you on the social?
I still fly under the radar.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah. But you have an Etsy store, don't you, sir?
I do, actually. I had actually forgotten about that. Yeah. I got an Etsy store selling Harry Potter stuff, of all things. My wife and I started up. It's the Rubber Ducky Company, or Rubber Ducky Co.
Awesome.
If you look it up on Etsy.
Nice.
Yeah. We've got Deathly Hallows stuff, Harry Potter headphone stands, rubber duckies with sorting hats on them.
Awesome.
I got all that kind of stuff, and I got more stuff coming out as I can get it designed and printed.
I still love the custom clock you made for Cass with all of your kids' faces.
Oh
on
yeah,
it. Just like the Weasley clock.
The Weasley clock. Yeah,
that was brilliant.
There's a version 2 coming out soon. I actually got all the microprocessors and servos to actually do a trackable clock that will track their phones and tell us where they're at.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is cool.
You are fully big brothering your kids. That is fantastic.
That's my job. I'm their dad. I'm supposed to know where they are and ruin their life as much as possible.
Hey, but you make it fun.
Right. Exactly. Where are the kids? Look at the clock. That's the whole deal.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're not spying on them. It's a Harry Potter thing.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's all for fun. It's all for fun. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. And again, you can listen to us anywhere you ingest podcasts. Just search for the Rum Regret Podcast. And until the next time, we have spoken.